All right, we're live.
Hey guys, we're on.
Yeah, we are just gonna wait, and this is also where you want to look.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That is.
I'm not a selfie expert, so I have to be trained.
How is everyone tonight? No one's on yet.
That's okay.
So we'll just.
It's still recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll just wait.
We will just wait and talk about.
What should we talk about? I don't know. That's what the news people have to do sometimes when they're waiting to fill airtime, right?
Yeah. So, we have someone. Hi, Gail Hubert.
Hey, Gail. I need new glasses. I can't see.
And Ashley just hopped on.
Hey, guys.
Awesome. Well, we're just like chilling and killing a little bit of airtime while some people come on. But we are really excited about this class today.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably this is one of my favorite classes, just because it's so impacting for people.
Yep, I love to talk about this stuff.
I love to talk about it. So, really excited.
These things are right. They're hiding my face. I can't see myself.
they can see you. Hey, Sue.
Great, but I can't see myself. All I see is the top of my head. So I have no idea.
It's fine.
That's all right. Whatever.
That's how we can see comments. Otherwise, we won't be able to.
Yeah.
Hi, Sue.
Except I can't read those either because I can't. My glasses are bad.
I can't, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Sam. Hi, everyone, as you come on.
Hey, guys.
Oh, Mrs. Stacy. Hello.
Hello.
All right. Well, hope you guys are in for a treat. This is going to be a party.
Is it? All right.
Yeah. We make everything a party.
Absolutely. We have fun.
So, hi, Ashley. Okay.
So we
let's
should get
just see.
started, right?
Yeah. I mean, we can go ahead and kind of just start out with a little bit of just like sharing a bit of our story.
Somebody joined too. Who's that? Oh, that's Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sharon.
Yeah. Oh, she says you're good. No
Oh,
worries.
thanks, Gail. I have to squint because I can't see the screen.
All right, don't we... Hi, Kara. Hi, everyone.
Hey, guys.
All right, you guys. So we are super pumped about this class. Love teaching about this. Love sharing. Just to kind of start out, we just wanted to share each a little bit of our stories and our experience with this kind of industry and business and where we've come from. So my heart for this class is when I experience something good, I want to share that with other people that I care about. And
sharing is caring, right?
Right. And I really believe that like when you know something good and you've experienced something good, you like almost have an obligation to tell others about it. Mm-hmm. And so I've experienced so much amazing things through being involved in Young Living. Hi, Julie. And being involved in this community and being involved in the freedom and experiencing like bits of that. And so because of that, I just want to share it with you guys. And I just real quickly kind of backing up. When I was in college and I was in high school, actually, my first job was at Aeropostale. And hey, Alyssa, hey, Chris. And I was working at the mall, and it was a retail job, and I would go in every day, and I would clock in and then clock out. And then through college, I worked as a waitress at Bagger Dave's, if you're familiar with that restaurant. And that whole time, I was thankful to have like some extra money as like a student and be able to like work. But I always felt like whenever I was clocking in, just like I was going in and I was just trading my time directly for money. And I felt like there was so much more that I could be doing to than just helping these people grow their businesses. And I felt like I could be doing something that like could be making such a greater impact, and also a better use of my time. And so that just like always bothered me, just like having to clock in and clock out, like this much time, this much money. And the other thing that I really didn't like about it is having to deal with my employer's schedule. Like I was completely at their beck and call in terms of scheduling. If my friends were going out on like a Friday or something, I had to work if that was what I needed to do, which obviously like we've all experienced that when we've had to work because of other things, because that's life, right? But I wanted to be able to create something where I could create my own schedule, not where someone else was telling me you need to be here at this time from this like hour. And then when I first experienced residual income, real quick, was when I was in college, my later years in college, when I was doing the business side of Young Living very, very part-time. And I was the executive at one point later on, and I was a brand new executive, so I was making probably about like $300 a month. And I remember my friends having to work 10 to 20 hours on the weekends in the school cafeteria every weekend so they could have a little bit of extra money. And I just felt so thankful that I had done the little bit that I had done with Young Living, because it was allowing me to get paid some extra spending money every month that they were working for. But I was not...
You had your weekends free.
I had my weekends free because of what I had put in before. And so that was just really cool to experience that, even though I was doing the business very, very part-time at the time. So that was just really encouraging to me. And I just want to kind of we're going to share some tidbits of how you guys can experience that too. And so if you kind of wanted to share.
Yeah, so no, thanks. And so.
I'm going to turn some lights on too while you're talking.
We might have to. This is live, so you're going to see. This is live. So in terms of, when Priya talked about checking in, clocking in and clocking out, most of us, including in corporate jobs and all that, we're basically trading time for money, right? So whether we work on an hourly basis or whether we're salaried, at the end of the day, we're trading our time for a paycheck. And that can be fine, except for the fact that there's only so many hours in a day. So even if you work 24 hours a day, you can't, you're limited, right, by the number of hours in a day. So you're limited by the amount of time you put in. If you're in a salaried job, which is a typical, let's say, 40 to 50 hour a week job, so maybe some weeks you can work 60, but guess what? You're not going to get extra money because you're salaried, right? So you still get the same pay, but you work longer. And then the other thing is to keep in mind is, what happens if you take yourself out of the picture? And this was always very big for your mom and me, Priya, is that, if something happened to us, what would happen to our income stream? And could we set up an income stream that kept paying us even if we weren't in the picture? And, given what's happened in the last year with Suzanne, she built this business, primarily she built it as the main builder, and that business has continued to provide a very nice income stream, even though she is not in the picture. And that's because there's people like you out there that are sharing this business and growing and so on. But it takes on a life of its own, and it grows, and outside of your own ability to produce. And that's so important.
Yeah, so like a little bit of your history, like your story specifically with network marketing and Young Living. So
yeah, sure. So we've been in network marketing in one form or another for, well, I hate to say how many years, a very long time, probably over 20 years. 21, I think, this is the 21st year. And we've made a lot of mistakes along the way, and we've learned a lot of hard lessons. So what we're sharing with you is actually the result of a lot of experience and hard knocks. And I tell you this, though, Young Living is the absolute best network marketing business we've ever seen. We were in one of the big ones before. It's a great company as well, but nothing compares to this business because the products are awesome, the people are awesome, the company that stands behind us is amazing. It's just, it's really special.
Yeah, so thank you. So we want to share with you guys and give you guys a little bit of like a fire of like what is freedom, and we're going to talk about that. Most people plan their life around their work, but the best thing to do is to create something where you can plan your work around your life. Isn't that what we all want, right? That is the definition of freedom in my mind. According to a Gallup poll that was recently done, 85% of people hate their jobs.
Wow.
That's crazy, you guys. How many people are going to work every day? They're spending the majority of their week doing something they don't enjoy and they don't like. And a Forbes report recently said that work is more often a source of frustration than fulfillment for nearly 90% of people. And
it's interesting. This stat just popped into my mind. Sorry to me to interrupt, but when most, I think this is true. I remember reading this or hearing this. When most people suffer heart attacks, which day of the week?
Monday? What?
Sunday night.
Oh.
Because they're stressed out about going back to work on Monday.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So anyway, work should be something, work in itself is not a bad thing. Work is a good thing, and we were made to work, but we should have fulfillment in our work, and we should experience good joy and like satisfaction in what we do.
What I always tell people is, look, if you love your quote unquote your day job, if you will, you love it. Maybe you just feel it's wonderful. That's great. You can do it, but wouldn't it be cool to do it because you really love it? And that way you can do it as long as you want and not do it if you choose at some point not to, but you're not depending on it. That's the whole point of that's not depending on it,
Right.
That's the key.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about freedom, just kind of transitioning if you're taking notes. So my question to you is, what is freedom to you? So there are big freedoms, we hear about on, like, when you think freedom, you think traveling the world and like nice cars and big homes and like all of these things kind of come into your mind of freedom, right? But I want you to think about little freedoms right now, because those are just as important. So I want you to think, if you're a mom, if you were able to stay home with your kids instead of going to work during the week, or maybe cut back on your hours, that would be some freedom for you. If you're able to afford ballet lessons for your daughter, maybe she really wants to dance, but dance lessons are very pricey and you can't do it right now.
I know, I paid for a few for you guys.
Maybe you want to move into a bigger home because your family is expanding and you don't have room for everyone to be comfortable. Maybe you just want to be able to buy 100% organic produce, and that even right now is hard for you to do. Wouldn't that be freedom if you could just buy organic food for your family? What if you could hire a cleaning lady because you absolutely dread cleaning, and if you could pay someone to come in like every 2 weeks and just clean your house for you, or treat yourself with like some monthly self-care, like get a massage every 2 weeks, or get your nails done, or all these types of things. So there are even these like little freedoms that we can experience in life. And as we're going through tonight, you may or may not have your eyes set on Royal Crown Diamond, which is the top rank in the company. And if you haven't checked out the income disclosure yet, check it out in the above description here. We're going to refer to that a couple times. But whether or not your goal is Royal Crown Diamond or not, that's okay, because even if your goal is executive, to have like an extra $500 a month, which it's amazing for, like, I don't think anyone would turn that down.
That's more than most car payments.
Right, just to cover your car payment or to go towards your mortgage or loans. Even if your goal is executive, even if your goal is just silver, that's okay, and those freedoms are important too. So wherever you're kind of like thinking of like, I'm going to go all the way to the top, or my goal is silver, like you can achieve that with Young Living, and don't feel like bad if maybe Royal Crown Diamond isn't your goal. So that's just wanted to throw that out there. Yep. So for us, a couple of the freedoms that Young Living has provided is to, all of our like wellness stuff, supplements, home care, personal care, everything Young Living has, we get that pretty much for free every month. I mean, we don't pay out of pocket for that, which is an amazing blessing. So that's like a freedom. We also were able, do you want to share about the up north?
Yeah, so we were able to buy, a couple of years ago, we were able to buy a cottage up north. For many years, Suzanne and I had always wanted a place up north.
For like over 20 years.
Yeah, over 20 years. And it was a joke, because every time we go up there, we'd look at real estate listings, and you and your sister would say, oh, do we have to look at real estate listings again? Yeah. And anyway, but we finally were able to buy something in 2016 on a lake up north in northern Michigan. And that was definitely, and that's funded largely by the income from this business on a regular basis. It pays for it, the taxes, everything. So that's a blessing. And then let's not also forget that, I don't know if we should have talked, or we're going to talk about this later, or maybe we missed it, but the tax, the tax benefits of owning a business.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, maybe, okay, yeah. Sorry, yeah, okay. But anyway, yeah, so that's what it's done for us. It's allowed us that. And it also takes a lot of stress off of me personally on my job, because I work in the corporate field, and there's always the possibility of getting laid off. It just happens all the time, all around me. I know people, close friends whom it's happened to. The guy sitting next to me, it happened to, And it's just always there, that threat. And it's just nice to know that there's a cushion of income coming in that definitely can, take care of things.
So it's a blessing, and you guys can each experience that too. Yeah. So that's what this class is about. So. All right, so I want you guys in the comments, I want to hear you start engaging here with us. I want you to answer the question. If you have been in Young Living, you're like a higher rank, like silver, senior star, executive, even Senior Start, even just to get your order paid for every month. That is a freedom.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many people that would love to get $100 of product for free every month. So don't underestimate a Senior Start paycheck. And so anyway, I want you to share in the comments what freedoms Young Living has already provided you, if you have some to share, or if you're newer and you feel like you don't have them yet, I want you to think about and share with us what are some freedoms that you would love to be able to do with Young Living. So go ahead and share. We're going to keep moving through, but we'll be reading them and want to engage with you on those.
You'll have to read them. I simply cannot see that screen.
Yeah, that's okay.
Terrible.
And to get an idea of this, you can kind of look at the income disclosure too throughout the class and keep that maybe in a separate tab so you can refer back to it. All right, now let's get into, you already do network marketing. What is network marketing? A lot of times people are they don't know what to think of that word. I like to call it relationship marketing. That's kind of how I see it. But did you know that you do this every single day and you don't even realize it and you just don't get paid for it? So whenever you talk about a product you love or a restaurant you love, you are in essence doing network marketing. So how many of you, if I were to ask to do a poll, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, have been hey, I just went to this restaurant and it was absolutely amazing, and you take a picture of your food and you're this is the best taco place in the city, or you just...
People post those on social media and all the time.
All the time.
All the time. We've
all
done
the
it.
time.
Yeah.
And so when you're doing that, you are in essence telling your friends, hey, you need to go check out this restaurant. It was amazing. I had a great experience there. Yeah, I hear it. You're talking, getting your oils paid for. That's awesome. Yeah. Travels, Marie says. So anyway, you just did network marketing, except that restaurant didn't pay you to market it. It was free for them. And so whenever you are doing Young Living, I want you to think about it like that. You are sharing something that you've had an amazing experience with, just with your friends.
I just told my barber the other day
Yeah.
about Apollo 11 because he's a guy my age.
Exactly.
But anyone should see that movie, and I'm telling you right now, it's an awesome movie.
Apollo 11.
Apollo 11.
He really loves it.
Yeah, it's really
it
amazing.
Wasn't. Yeah, it was cool.
It's the true the story of the moonshot. But anyway, I just promoted that movie. So if any of you go see it, I don't get paid, but I just shared it with you.
Right.
That's network marketing.
So that's basically network marketing. So it's really something that we all have experience with doing every single day. We just don't even think about it. And people are so much more likely to want to buy from their friends and people they trust and know than a big brand any day. They have done studies on that and statistics on it. Friends want to buy from people they know and trust, just hands down. So anyway, now here's another engagement question for you guys. To practice network marketing, share with us your favorite restaurants in the comments and why we should go there. just to practice. So,
or maybe a movie.
Or movie. Okay, favorite restaurant or movie that you've recently seen or not recently seen, but why we should experience it. So, all right. So now as you're thinking about that, moving on to the next thing. Why network marketing? So we just talked about what it is. Let's talk about why we would do it. So we've kind of hit on this a little bit already, but most people go to school for 4 years to graduate with probably $50,000 to $100,000 of student loans.
More than that.
Or some people more than that, depending on their career. And then they work 40 hours a week for 40 years in a job they probably, likely, according to statistics, don't love or even may just get frustrated with and feel unfulfilled in.
And actually, nowadays, they may not even hold that job for 40 years because people lose their jobs all the time.
Right.
And I think there's some stat that most people will work an average of about 10 jobs. People entering the workforce now, about 10 jobs by the time they're, 20. They've been in the workforce for 10 years. It's crazy. The turnover rate is so huge.
Job security isn't very
it's
good.
Not there.
But the point being, you work for 40 years, and then after 40 years of work, you can finally retire and actually enjoy life and have the golden years of doing retirement things, living on a golf course.
And let me share something for those of you who may not. So I've been in my career now for 35 years, which makes me really old. Not really. But the time does fly by. It's hard to imagine. And some of you that are watching can relate to this. But the Social Security Administration sends you a statement every now and then showing your projected Social Security income at age 65. And I'm still a ways from age 65. But, my Social Security income after working, by then it'll be 40 plus years, is something like $2,500 a month. That's it. That's it. So that's not a whole lot of money.
For retirement.
For retirement.
Yeah. So anyway, where I was going with that was that you shouldn't have to wait until you're 65 to enjoy life and live life on your terms. You should be able to do that. Like, now is the time when you're young. Now is the time when you're able to travel. Now is the time the time is now. So, don't, like, that whole system in my mind is just a little bit like, it's a little interesting.
I think we should retire first and then work. How about that?
I don't know. That would go over well.
Oh, well.
So time is the only commodity you will never get back. You will never recover. And when I first heard that, it made me think for a little bit, which it was startling to me to hear that. Because, I mean, think about it. Like, money, you can always go out and, like, find new ways to make money. Or, people, you can always meet more people. But time is something, once it's gone, you're never going to get it back. So the time really is right now. And I want you to think about, how are you using your time? Mm-hmm. So residual income is passive income, and basically what that means is you do the work once and you get paid on it over and over and over and over again.
So a perfect example would be somebody like a rock star, right? Let's say Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley, because they're both dead. And you know what? That their estates still make millions of dollars a year from all the royalties of their songs that are played on the radio, even to this day, or sold on, through iTunes mm-hmm. or whatever. But they're dead. They've done the work years ago, and they're still getting paid millions a year. Mm-hmm. That's residual. Or the Beatles or whoever. Pick a rock
right.
star.
Yeah. Right. So they recorded it once, and now that's it. Forever they've.
Or J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter, and she's a billionaire.
Right. Because her books are still sold.
Still, yeah.
Yeah. So that is what residual income is. I realize I never really said what it was, but passive income is another term for it. And just a little bit of a cool way to look at this. So if your monthly residual income is $100, it's like having $24,000 in the bank earning 5% interest. And I know that's kind of a high interest rate.
Yeah, these days.
But just to keep that in like perspective still, of like getting $100 a month is as if you had $24,000 in the bank earning 5% interest. If you have $500 coming in per month, that's like having $120,000 in the bank earning 5% interest. If you have $1,000 coming in per month, that's like earning $240,000 or having $240,000 in the bank earning 5% interest. So you can see how it just, and that's only at $1,000 per month through a residual income stream, is like having that much in the bank, which is pretty incredible to think about it when you think in that perspective.
And if you rely on bank, and again, everyone should have investments and savings, so that's absolutely important in whatever your financial plan is. But there's something called the rule of 72, which is an interesting rule, and it's a well-known financial rule that it takes. So if you invest your money at, let's say, 6%, to make the math simple, just very simple. If you invest your money at 6%, it will take you 12 years for your money to double. So if let's say you've got $50,000 saved up in the bank and you need $100,000 to reach a certain financial goal, if you invest that at 6%, which is a high rate to get in a guaranteed investment these days, it will take you 6 into 72, which is 12 years to double your money. You can apply that to any amount of money. So just think about it. If you're looking to double a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time, what it can take based on how much interest you're making in that money. So yeah, residual income and network marketing breaks through all those barriers and really allows you to accelerate your income.
Yeah. A couple other reasons why we specifically really love this industry and also Young Living. So number one is there's no income ceiling. So, in any job, you always have an income ceiling, even like nurses, doctors, any profession, there's a range that they're going to get paid, but usually they can't get paid more than a certain amount at some point in their career. And so with this, it literally, there's no ceiling. You can make or do as much or as little as you want to go. The other thing is right now is the best time. So people are like, let me start in 5 years or in a year or 6 months, but now is the time to do it. Now is when people, specifically with Young Living, now is when people are learning about essential oils. They're wanting to find out more. They're right in that peak season of like jumping on board with this.
And even though Young Living is the fastest growing network marketing company in the world, and that's not Young Living making that claim. That's industry statistics. You can look it up. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is, a lot of people will say, well, there's, 6 million global people, or, everyone I talk to seems to be doing essential oils. You hear this kind of thing, right? Or they're doing Young Living. Oops, sorry. I kicked the tripod. It's quote unquote saturated. And, but I tell you what, nothing is ever saturated because there's always new people coming into the world, always new consumers, new people coming of age and growing and, starting to use products.
It's very, when you look at the numbers, it's like a tiny percent.
I mean, there's I don't know how many hundreds of millions.
There's 5 million Young Living members.
Yeah.
5.5 million.
Yeah.
And there's 7 billion people in the world.
And they're always changing over, right? So yeah, it's never saturated.
The next reason, if you're taking notes, another bullet point is you can take time off and still get paid. Now, I know some jobs do offer paid time off, but not all of them do, and it's cool to be able to be in a job or a business like this where you can take time off when you need to, and you're still going to get that paycheck every month based on the what you've created.
And you don't have to ask a boss for permission.
Right. Yeah. Adam Green said, so he was the youngest to reach Diamond, or Royal Crown Diamond, one of them, and he was 25 when he reached it, and he said that the month after he got married, he took the whole month off for his honeymoon, and it was his biggest paycheck he had ever received, and he wasn't working at all that month.
Nice.
So,
nice.
That's just an example of that. The other thing is willable income. Now, we talked about that a little bit, just how think for your future, maybe your family now or your future family. Mm-hmm. So being able to have something that you can pass down to your children and their children. And
without estate taxes, by the way.
Yes.
For those of you who are concerned about those things. They don't apply here.
The next thing is the relationships you build. So this is one of the added perks that you don't really think about when you get started in doing Young Living, but there are so many amazing friends that I have made and that we have made, friends that will be friends for life just because they're our friends, but we've got to know them through Young Living. Mm-hmm. And that is one of the biggest blessings, because to have a community of people that are like-minded, that love you and you love them and care about them is just, there's no price you can put on that.
That's right.
So that is just one of the biggest blessings of this as well. And then the tax benefits, you have many things you can write off for tax deductions for business expenses. Mm-hmm. And so that's definitely an added perk. Travel to convention, any type of training.
And I'll tell you this, because, often on the news and all that, this is not a political thing, this is just a general fact. It's common out there. People say, look at the rich people, they pay, or these business owners, they're paying only so much while their employees are paying such a high tax rate. I mean, you've heard that kind of thing, I'm sure, especially during the election season, this kind of thing comes up. But the reason business owners pay less taxes, and we're business owners if we're building this business, is because that's how our tax code is set up. It's set up in this country to encourage entrepreneurship. And so when you have a business such as this, any kind of business, you spend your money first and then you pay taxes on what's left over because you get all these deductions. Versus an employee who's just getting a paycheck, pays their taxes up front and then gets to spend whatever's left over after the government has taken their share. They get to then spend whatever they have left for their life. So it completely flips that model around. Mm-hmm. And
Well, and that comes because with being a business owner, you have to invest in your business and you have to put that out front. And so to encourage that. So anyway, and then the last bonus that we like to say is financial freedom, in the sense that many people want to be able to give to many charities and give back, and they have such a big heart to do that, but you cannot serve others when you can't even stand yourself. And that's a quote that has really been amazing. And the last thing I just want to hit on, a bonus, I don't have it on my notes here, but I just thought of it, is this business, this product line, specifically Young Living, is very different than any business because of its very consumable product. Having, you know, oils and home care, personal care, supplements, these are things people go through on a monthly basis, so they're able to get them every month, and you create a really solid business that way, versus, you know, jewelry or just makeup or clothing or something people
storage
buy.
Containers.
People buy like once every couple months. And
you have to constantly resell and resell and resell.
Right, right. So this is a lot more stability. And the other thing is, where was I going to go with that?
I don't know.
Oh, the other thing is in economic turning, like economic cycles, in a lower economy, people will still prioritize their health over, you know, jewelry or other...
The discretionary income,
Right.
Versus,
So they will, so it's very stable in that regards too. All right, so now share with me, what is your favorite perk that we just talked about? I hope you've been taking notes because you have to remember now, that we just shared of that list. What is your favorite perk and why? I know it's hard to pick, but go ahead and share with us in the comments. And as you're doing that, I want you to, I hope you have a piece of notebook paper because we're going to do a little exercise. So...
No, that's okay. I was going to make a corny joke, but a corny comment, but that's fine.
Okay. So I want you to grab a piece of notebook paper, and I want you to write out, no matter what your goal is, whether it's Royal Crown Diamond or whether it's Silver or Executive or Senior Star, whatever it is, I want you to say, and write at the top of it, when I reach my goal of Silver, what will I be able to ... And then I want you to have a line for each of these. I want you to have a line for save, spend, pay off, change, outsource, create or build, and who could you bless. So I'm going to go through them again slower so that you can work with me through them. So when I reach my goal of Silver or whatever your goal is right now, what will I be able to save? So I want you to write down a couple things, or how much money you'd be able to save every month. Now take a look at the income disclosure for the average income at that rank so you can have an idea of, like, if you're making $200 a month, what would you be able to save, you know, that kind of thing. So write that number down. And then what would you be able to spend? So I want you to think of things like, you know, maybe a family trip, or to fix your car, or Christmas presents, or to buy all organic, or whatever that looks like for you. What would you be able to spend with that amount of money? And I also I should say this from the beginning, have this be one of your bigger goals, not necessarily your next rank that you're working towards, but like one of the bigger ones, like if your goal is Silver.
Yeah, to stretch yourself
a little. So like, yeah. Okay, after you do spend, the next one is pay off. So what would you be able to pay off? So I want you to think loans, mortgages. What do you need to pay off in your life? And I want you to write these things down with me. I hope you're doing it with me. I trust you all are. The next one is change. So this is a cool one. So what things are you passionate about that you could impact with additional income? So for example, are you passionate about stopping and helping to stop human trafficking or reduce that? Maybe it's adoption, maybe it's abortion, maybe it is like the orphan crisis. Whatever it is, what stirs your heartstrings where you're like, I wish I could do something to help there, and how could you do that with that additional income? Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute.
Supporting a missionary, whatever, yeah. Giving to a church, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pause because I feel like they're all like scrambling to write this all down. Okay, the next one after change is outsource. So this is, I want you to think, what do you just like so dislike doing in your life? Meaning, like, is it laundry, cleaning, dishes?
Lawn mowing.
Sam says, what was the first one? The first one was save. Save, spend, pay off, change, outsource we're on right now. So lawn mowing, snow plowing, what is it in your life that you just really don't like doing and you wish you could hire someone to come in and do that for you? Dog walking. So for like me personally, that would probably be like having someone to like deep clean the house.
Like your room?
My room, well, not my room, just like the general area, like dust and like do the floors.
That would be nice. Yeah, I know, because, yeah.
Or I used to really dislike lawn mowing.
Yes.
That was the worst.
I know, and I used to make you do it and pay, but I paid you.
You
and
did.
Your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I still didn't like it. Yeah. That was one of those jobs that you'd get paid for, but you don't like them. Anyway, so what could you outsource? And then the next one is what could you create or build? So I want you guys to think big here. So like take down any limiting beliefs in your mind, and I want you to think, like homes or community or villages in like communities that have been destroyed or that are really poor, like in Africa or in Nepal, or like what could you build with additional income?
You want to share what you're thinking about? Can you talk about?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll share in a minute. School for orphans. A lot of people are really passionate about building that kind of thing. Think about your own dream home. What could you build with that additional income? Maybe you have a dream home you'd love to build from the ground up. For me personally, so I have this really amazing, big, God-sized dream of having a whole lot of acreage and being able to build on that acreage not only like a home, but also a retreat center for Lavender Legacy team to come and do retreats of all different types, and to have like a barn with horses there, and to have a pond and do like canoeing and trails and all types of cool outdoorsy things on this like huge acreage. I think that would be super awesome. So that's one of my things that I want to build.
Yeah, that's cool. And you will.
Yeah, and that's one of those huge dreams. So think big, you guys. Yeah. And then the last one is who could you bless? Now this is things like, this kind of relates to what could you change, but it's a little different, because I want you to think like maybe there's a widow at church that you wish you could just like bless her and take her out and spoil her for like a weekend, a month,
or a family member.
Or a family member, yeah. Yes, Ashley, I will say them again. It is save, spend, pay off, change, outsource, create or build, and then who could you bless? So maybe it's a family member, maybe it is to buy a home for your parents, or to pay for meals for strangers at restaurants.
You know what's really cool? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, or I was going to say like care packages for veterans, whatever it is, who could you bless? Alyssa said she wants to come to the retreat center. Yay! Yeah. Awesome. We already have one person that wants to come.
Yeah. But you know, it's interesting. You sometimes will see these things on the news where somebody will leave. They'll be at a restaurant and they'll see that the waitress is maybe a young mother or pregnant or something. Mm-hmm. And they'll leave this surprise, gigantic tip, totally anonymously, and then leave. You know, and that's like $5 meal, $100 tip.
Yeah.
And then they're blown away. Wouldn't that be cool?
Wouldn't that be cool to be able to bless them? So anyway, think about those things. I want you guys to write them all down, and definitely think about that, because I think that's a really cool way to categorize your why. So we're kind of wrapping things up now. This is just a little bit of an intro to the business. I think some of you may have just hopped on, so if you're new, just hopping on, go back and watch the replay, because you definitely want to hear it. So now you're probably thinking though, okay, you just shared all of this great stuff, but like, what do I do? How do I even start? What's the process? So we just have a couple things written down for what to do now. So if you are new to the business, some of you have been around for a little bit, so you're already doing these things, but first things first, you need to reach out to your active leader. Whether your person that's actively growing the business. It may or may not be the person that enrolled you, and that's okay. Maybe it's your upline silver, so like me or Arlene or Lori or Sherry, or if you don't know who that person is, you can reach out to us and we can help connect you to them, because they can help get you to resources, show you where the resources are, help you get the training you need, and help you get going. The next thing is, we all have a platform on social media, whether we think we do or not. We have people that are watching. And so just begin sharing your story in a consistent and really genuine way. Just like we were talking about the restaurants and movies that we talk about and share about, do the same thing. with Young Living. So, you know, share your morning routine with oils, or what you're diffusing, or your story of how they've helped you, how they help you through the spring, or all of these things. Whenever you have an experience with the oil, just share your story. That's a good place to start. And then another thing that you can do is have a class where you just gather some friends at your home, really low key, really casual, and you have your active leader come and teach a class for you. I promise you, they will all be more than happy to come teach a class for you. If you reach out to them and say, hey, I want to teach a class, they'll be like, yes, I will help you. And if they don't connect it to us, then we will help you get someone that will help you.
Just to share it with people that you know. That's
all. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to be an expert. You're not a teacher in that sense.
Right.
You're just sharing. Just that these are the oils. I love them. Here's what I use them for. Here's what they do for me. That's it. It's not. You don't even have to be that worried about getting all the facts right or figuring out, oh my goodness, here's this huge number of oils and I got to learn them all before I say the first thing. No.
Well,
just just whatever it is that you're using and enjoying, tell people about it.
Right, and that's why your leader can come and do the first class for you, so you feel comfortable.
Right.
But we do have scripts and resources available as well, so you can feel super equipped. And then the last thing is just plug into the team. So we do classes like this fairly regularly, and we also have a Monday night call the first Monday of every month that we really encourage all of our business people or people pursuing the business to plug into. It's really important.
And it's only 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour at the beginning of the month. And then we also, if you're local, we do the second and fourth Tuesday of the month at our house, we do business training and stuff here. And then also April 6th is Live Your Passion.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely find a local event near you. You can go to the Young Living website. I can maybe put the link in the comments or message me if you need it. But you can get plugged into a Live Your Passion event near you. That's a big quarterly thing that Young Living corporate sponsors and puts out. And it is just super high energy. You get to learn about Young Living products. You get to go and experience them. You hear announcements from corporate. It's just an amazing, fun time with other Young Living members. Yeah. So get plugged into that. And then the other thing is, this is just this is not, if you're able to come to convention, that's just icing on the cake. So that is the biggest Young Living event of the year, and definitely expedites your learning curve for any type of
amazing. Yeah.
business. That was hands down, that was what changed the face of my business. I know when I first went.
Almost everyone who's built this business to any significant level, and this is true across network marketing, not just Eric Worre talks about this too. Almost everyone who's built any network marketing business always says that the thing that made them decide to do it was attending a major convention. Almost always.
Yeah, it's pretty life-changing. So if you're able to go this year, I know it's in 3.5 months, but if you're not, don't feel like I'm doomed.
You can just get started where you are.
Yes, and that's the beauty of it.
That's right.
So that is pretty much what we have for you guys tonight. If you have any additional questions, please do share them. I hope that this helped you. But don't log off yet, because I have an exciting announcement at the end. So stay with me.
You mean it's after the movie credits, the little final scene that nobody waits for?
Yeah, don't be like those people at the movie that missed the last scene. So, what was I saying? Oh,
about
just
the final special announcement.
Yes. Well, first I was just saying, I hope that this helped you guys to feel more equipped in this business opportunity in terms of the logistics of, on a day-to-day basis, what to do. Like we said, plug into your leaders, and we can help you. Our heart is to help you in any way we can, and we want you to be successful. So, now, the big, shiny announcement.
Uh-oh. Should I bring out the big symbol or the gong or something?
You need a drum roll.
A drum roll, drum roll, yeah.
We are doing a super exciting promo for April and May that is going to be geared towards newer business builders. So, for you guys who are newer to the business, just kind of starting out, or newer into sharing and living, this promo is going to help you. And so
in other words, if you've been in it for a while but haven't been sharing, but now are just starting to share, you're a quote-unquote newer builder.
Newer. You'll
even
see
though
what
you may
that
have been
means.
in for a while.
Yes. So it's going to be a really, really awesome, exciting promo that's going to get everyone fired up. And I can't say too much about it because we have to wait until April, but just know that's
Plus, we're
coming.
figuring out all the details too, so we have to finalize them.
Yeah, we have to finalize a few details, but
we have the general idea and the big picture.
It's going to involve some shiny electronic devices.
Pretty cool.
Like maybe can't we say what?
Okay, maybe like an iPad mini or similar.
Or similar, something like that.
Yeah, for those who
are going to be involved.
Something, maybe like an Android similar comparable product, whatever, something.
The point is, it's going to be big. So you'll want to get excited for that and get people talking about it.
And then for those who are on the Lavender Legacy team already, I know there's maybe some new folks, I don't know who's all on. But
these are all Lavender Legacy
they're all
people.
Okay, so don't forget the bingo game that's going on right now.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
our bingo game is still going. I know some of you guys have been commenting and adding your posts, which is awesome. So if you have not yet updated your posts and where you're at, be sure to do that as you finish them, because it's a great way to just check them off. And I hope someone gets that.
The full bingo?
That full bingo.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, we got these nice care packages to send out to someone.
You got to give them to somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
So might as well be you.
It could definitely be you. So, all right. Well, let us know if you guys have any more questions. We are here for you, and thanks for listening to us.
Yep.
So,
thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye. See you.
Bye.